Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today's conversation is going to be a serious and thought provoking one. Over the past few years, the world has gone through massive changes because of global viral outbreaks, public fear, media influence, and scientific uncertainty. And recently, we've started hearing new concerns again, including reports surrounding hantavirus cases and situations involving people isolated on ships. So today, I wanted to have a calm and realistic discussion with someone who actually understands these topics from a scientific perspective. Professor, thank you for joining me today.
Hello, Aram. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I'm glad to be here and have this conversation with you. I think it's important we talk about these topics.
So, Professor, we're gonna start with some questions and we'll be happy to discuss it. Okay, the first question. To begin with, what do we actually know today about how COVID-19 started and spread globally?
From what we understand, COVID-19 is caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The exact origin is still studied navavirus, which is part of a family of coronaviruses.
That's interesting because I think a lot of people still feel there are many unanswered questions surrounding those early stages. The second one, from a scientific perspective, how do viruses like coronavirus spread so rapidly in modern societies?
Once the virus entered human populations, it spread very quickly. Modern connectivity allows viruses to move across countries in a very short time.
It's honestly kind of scary when you think about how connected the world has become. Yeah. So the third one, why do you think COVID-19 had such a massive impact globally compared to many previous outbreaks?
One key factor is that some infected individuals show mild or no symptoms at first.
And I think that's something many people underestimated in the beginning.
This makes early detection more difficult and allows silent transmission in communities.
During the pandemic, media coverage was everywhere, non-stop. Do you think media helped public understanding, or did it sometimes increase fear and confusion?
During fast-moving crises, media plays an important role in informing the public. However, information can sometimes become inconsistent, which may increase confusion or anxiety. Clear communication is essential in such situations.
Yeah, because information was changing so quickly that many people didn't know what to believe anymore. There have been discussions online about hantavirus concerns and situations involving people reportedly isolated on ships. Scientifically speaking, how do outbreaks like that actually happen?
Hantavirus infections are rare but known in medical literature, often linked to exposure in specific environmental conditions.
That makes sense. I think people immediately panic whenever they hear the word virus now.
But human behavior and environmental conditions can influence how they spread.
So, is it actually possible for scientists to determine whether an outbreak is purely natural or influenced by environmental or human-related conditions?
In science, we do not rely on assumptions. We rely on laboratory confirmation, epidemiological data, and genetic analysis to understand what is happening. At this stage, careful investigation is always required.
So, in reality, these investigations are much more complex than most people think.
Most outbreaks have natural origins, but human behavior and environmental conditions can influence how they spread. Urbanization, mobility, and ecosystem changes all play a role in transmission dynamics.
What do you personally think are the biggest lessons humanity should learn from all of these outbreaks over the last few years?
The key lesson is preparedness. We need strong early detection systems, global cooperation, and clear communication between scientists and the public.
Totally agree, yeah. That was honestly a very insightful conversation. I appreciate the calm and realistic perspective you brought to these topics.
Viruses are part of the natural world, and understanding them requires patience, evidence, and careful research. It is important to avoid speculation and focus on verified scientific data.
Thank you again, Professor, for taking the time to join me today.
Thank you again, Aram, for having me on this podcast. I appreciate the thoughtful questions. It was a great conversation.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Good luck.